Hi friends, welcome to or welcome back to the channel Jane Reads. My name is Jeanette and today is Monday, June the 1st, and I am kicking off another week of my Reading, Rambling, and Real Life series. And I just thought I would check in on a Monday evening to let you know what I am starting this week. And I've started 2 books today. So this morning I started the audiobook of The Trial by Robert Whitlow. This is a reread for me, but I initially read it sometime pre-2015. And I did find the abridged version of the audiobook, and I kind of don't know if I want to, so I'm going to listen to the abridged and see, and maybe I'll come back and actually read it. This is one I'm really unsure if I want to read it. We are talking about, or we are following Mac, who is an attorney who has lost his wife and 2 sons in an accident a while ago. I don't know how long ago. 9 years, it says. And when it opens, he's debating about killing himself. He gets a call from a judge about taking on a criminal case, and he doesn't normally do criminal cases. He spends the weekend thinking about it. And then for the criminal case, we are following somebody who's being accused of murder, but it doesn't really look like it's murder. Maybe it's just vernacular manslaughter. And why is this guy being charged? And is the family, because the family comes from money, the person who died, and are they just being really aggressive and not accepting that it was an accident that happened? So I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna keep listening and see. It is being narrated by a male narrator. What is his name? I'll put it down here. And I'm really enjoying. I really like male narrators, I am finding. So yeah, that's what I'm listening to. And for physically reading, I am buddy reading The Lost Story of Belle by Melanie Dobson with Sierra. I will link her channel below. And so we are working our way through this one this week. The plan is to finish it this week because we're both we like to focus on one book at a time. That's my kind of girl. So yeah, at least that's what she's told me, hopefully. So it is a dual timeline story, 1940, where we are following an author named Olivia, who goes by the pen name of Belle. That's all in chapter 1. Then chapter 2 starts with Harper in 2006. And I have not read chapter 2 yet, so I do not know kind of Harper's background a little bit. We have found out Olivia's background, and she's also lost her husband and a daughter. And we're kind of saying it seems like she has her aunt is her only living family member. Yeah, and she's struggling. She right now is dealing with writer's block. And each chapter looks like it it starts with Olivia or Harper. So we will find out. I'm very interested just from that first chapter to know more about Olivia. So I'm going to keep reading. But right now, I need to edit last week's weekly vlog. So that is what I'm going to work on tonight. And then also get a thumbnail created for Sprints tomorrow night. So that is my plan. And then I will return to reading. I'm supposed to have 7 chapters done tonight. I got 1. It was such a busy weekend. And I came home from work today and kind of from tidying up with yesterday, I stayed a little bit longer today to tidy up. And then I came home, had supper, and had a coffee. And then I sat down to watch some TV just to relax, and I fell asleep. And yeah, so I woke up and it was like, oh, I need to get some stuff done this evening. So that is my plan. That's what I'm going to do now. Wednesday evening, and we just got back from the drugstore and the grocery store because I had to go buy a watch. I went to go take my watch off today, and my strap came off. And Andrew tried to glue it, but the glue would not work. And we were like, you know what? I've had it for quite a while. It's time. So while I was there, I found this one that doesn't have the pink strap like all my other watches have had. And it was $11.99. So amazing deal. Yes, of course it's gray. Of course it is. But normally I've had a pink strap one. So yeah. And while I was there, I also picked up some lip gloss because it was on sale. This is the Revlon The Gloss. And I got the color Snow Pink. So we'll see. And then for reading, I listened to my audiobook this morning, The Trial by Robert Whitlow, which I left the hardcover downstairs. I made it to 22%, and we are starting into the case now. He has started investigating and trying to find things, and maybe things aren't as they seem. So I am very interested in that. And I'm really loving this male narrator, who I forgot to look at his name again. But yeah, I'm really liking him. And then for physically reading, I am reading The Lost Story by Belle. I read 7 chapters last night, have made it to page 80. And we have met Olivia and Harper. Harper is in the 2006 timeline. And she was working for a Hollywood producer just as a house maid, house servant, house something, in the home. But she just wants to write scripts. That's really her dream. And now she's on a journey to begin writing scripts. And we find out that Belle was her mom's favorite author. And so I think that's how the two stories are going to connect, because Olivia from 1940 is Belle. So we will see. I'm really invested in both. I was told this book started slow for some people, but I have not felt that in those first 80 pages. And I'm really glad I haven't felt that. So I am going to continue reading this tonight during sprints. And I just received a message from Sierra asking me if I'd read today's chapters because they were page turners for her. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds really good. So yeah, I'm excited to continue in this. So I will be reading this in a few hours when sprint starts. So yeah, that is my check-in for right now. Well, it is Wednesday morning. It's 11 o'clock. I'm so happy to have the day off. I slept in this morning and then I ate breakfast in bed and watched YouTube. Yay! And slowly got ready for the day. I did get supper in the crock pot. We are having ravioli and meatballs. And so it's a new recipe. I've added ravioli to our traditional meatball recipe that I do in the slow cooker. We normally have meatball subs when we do this one, but I'm not a big fan of meatball subs. I'm not a big fan of the meatballs just by themselves. So I thought, well, I'll add the ravioli and we'll have it as a dish rather than with the buns. Because normally we have meatball subs one night and then the next night we usually will have spaghetti to use up the rest of the sauce and the meatballs. So I thought the ravioli would work. We'll see how it turns out. Last night I hosted sprints, and spur of the moment, the Read Happy co-hosts were able to join me. So Lucy and Alma were all able to join. So that was really fun, unexpected. It's always more fun to sprint with somebody else on screen than by yourself because it's easier to keep the conversation going sometimes, I find anyways, because I'm like, what do I talk about now? Especially if the comments aren't very active, which great, they were very active last night and it was hard to keep up with comments. So I was so pleased with everybody who joined in. And during that, I finished editing my Wednesday weekly vlog that went up today. I thought it was done, then I watched it through and I realized I forgot to cut out a part that was a duplicate because I didn't like it when I filmed it the first time, so then I refilmed it. And it was like, oh, I forgot to take out one of them, so I didn't need both of them in there. So then I did that, and then I got that up and it went live this morning. I also was able to read my 7 chapters in the Lost Story of Belle. And oh my gosh, stuff happens in those 7 chapters. I did read 1 extra chapter. So I only have to read 6 today, unless I'll check in with Sierra and see, because wow, stuff is happening. So I'm on page 146, just starting chapter 15. And oh my gosh, I am so invested in these characters. And there was a new character introduced in that, just what I read. And it was like, where did you come from? And oh my gosh, like she's had 2 chapters and I am so hooked. Like I feel for her. I want to know what's going to happen with her. Like I immediately connected with her. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So I'm gonna read my 6 more chapters I need to read today, and then I will check in with Sarah and see. So for today's plan, as I have the day off, I am going to film a video, which I'm gonna go and do that right now. I'm not allowed to eat lunch until I film that video. And then this afternoon after lunch, I'm gonna film another video. So you'll see a different shirt, you know, behind the booktubers stuff, behind the scenes, because I'm not gonna film in the same shirt. So I would need to film a second video, and I want to clean my makeup brushes because I was hoping to do that on the weekend, but the weekend was way too busy. So I need to get that done. And that is really the main plans for today. I do need to get caught up on my reading journal and write some reviews for 7 books, maybe more. I don't know. I need to go look. So that is the plan. I will check in a bit and I will give you an update once I've read my required chapters for the day. Am I still enjoying it as much as I am right now? We will see. Okay, I'm off to film. Okay, so I have filmed my book haul. Now I need to get the books on the shelves, and this shelf could be a little bit of an issue. So, 1 stack. Oops. 2 stacks. Okay, what do we have? This is suspense. Actually, this is A. This is historical, which is going to be my issue. This is suspense. I don't know what that's considered. This is a red book. Historical. Suspense. On my June TBR was a separate spot. Suspense. Historical. This was here. This is another historical. Currently reading. This one goes here. And these 2 go there. Okay. Where do I have my Freddie and Grace series? Oh, right there. So you can go there. Historical. I'm going to bring you down even further. Okay. So I have room for like 1 book, not 2. Actually, aren't these historical? Or no, these are Doors to the Past. That's dual timeline.
I mean, this is also, these three are suspense, but they don't fit. Okay. I can't buy any books. Can I? They don't even fit that way. They also don't, oh, that shelf does. Okay. Okay, well, let's put all the Heroines of World War II series together. So that's all my Heroines of World War II. Now can I fit? Okay, so Austen. Austen. I'm going to put this Camden at the bottom. Because I can't start that series. Okay. And I have... Can I get both of them in there? Ooh, it's going to be tight. You're going to have to go there. I don't know. It wouldn't fit on that shelf. Okay. Well, that's weird. Let me turn them the right way so you can see. So here are my Heroines of World War II. Can you see how they all have like the same? Except for this one. That's weird. But it says it's part of the Heroines of World War II. The other book I read of this series, yeah, has the same as this, like a little weird. Can I fit them on this shelf up here? Like how? Yeah. That is weird, that Picture of Hope one. I mean, it doesn't matter in my world because they would be, once they're read, they'll go alphabetically, so they won't be together, but that's weird. Okay. I'm going to put these guys with these guys. And you're also historical. Oh, why were you up there anyways? Will you fit now? Okay. Somewhat organized, somewhat not. Now, Christine Hill Sunce. So Sunce is S. Sundin. Sundin comes after Sundin. I don't have room there. Ooh, that means breaking up a series. Okay. Nope. Can we keep all these? Oh, I'm not sure about this one. I have another Wade book to file. Okay. My TBR shelves are a little full. Like a little bit of space. Oh, you can't even see that. Kind of. See that there? I have a little bit of space. And that is pulled off my June TBR books. Ooh, I better not buy any books. Remind me, don't buy any books. Okay, so now it is time for lunch. And then I'm going to film the other video so that I can file. Nope, you can't even see them. They're way down here. What I read in the month of May. Lunch has been eaten, shirt has been changed, so I am going to film the second video for the day.
These will both be up before this weekly video, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I will link them below if they are. I'm pretty sure they will be. So that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully I can get it done before Andrew gets home from work. We will see. I have 50 minutes, so I should be able to get it done. Okay, just checking in to say I got my video filmed and Andrew's not off work yet. Yay! So now I'm going to go work on cleaning my makeup brushes. It's going to be a productive day today. Another project done. Andrew and his little figurines. Oh. Okay, the meatball ravioli. We'll see how this mixture tastes.
Oh, it'll be fine.
You just like food.
Yeah, well, if it fits in my mouth, why not?
I added some cheese because cheese just makes everything better.
It is now Wednesday evening after 8. And we've had supper, and then I read my remaining chapters in The Lost Story of Belle. I was going to grab the book, but it's over by my chair because now I'm going to work on editing. So Andrew has gone to bed. I have signed in to Lucy's sprints and having them on in the background. And I have done one coat on my nails. I've switched to the OPI something. Why can I never read? Like, my glasses suck. Aphrodite's Pink Nights. I shouldn't have to take my glasses off to read fine print, right? Weird. And then I put on my sweater because I'm in the basement and air conditioning's running. So I'm going to finish my nails and then I'm going to work on editing at least one of the videos that I filmed today. Maybe both if we get productive. I'm also supposed to have a phone date with my BFF Christine tonight. So we'll see. There is a 2-hour time difference between us. So it kind of depends. Yeah, that is my plan for the evening. And then I did talk to Sierra earlier today saying like I finished the chapters and I am so invested in the story. Like, do you mind if I read further? And she's like, no, go ahead, because I did not want to stop either. I'm like, okay. So we will see if I will get much reading done, but editing is my priority and talking to Christine is my second priority. Well, really, talking to Christine is my first priority, except I have to wait for her. So while I wait, editing is my priority. Okay, that's signing off. Well, it is Thursday evening at 20 to 10 now, and I'm just checking in for the day. And I wanted to do a check-in before I make it much further in my book. So today I went to work. I had a very productive day at work, and I'm taking tomorrow off because I had such a productive day. Yay, I had hours banked from last week that I need to use. Then I came home and did a load of laundry, and Andrew did a couple water changes in the 2 aquariums we have. And then we went out for supper with friends, and it was so good. Andrew had a turkey dinner, and it was like, yeah, one of our friends really wanted the turkey, and he's like, I don't know if I could have a turkey dinner like in the hot weather. But that didn't stop Andrew. And Andrew then had turnip with it, and he's like, we never have turnip. Because turnip's gross, personally. Yeah, so he really enjoyed that. And then we came home and I've put on comfy clothes. I was wearing a dress earlier because it's warm outside. And then I was talking to my mom on the phone because I haven't talked to her for a while because of timing wise and also with me not having a voice for a bit. So we haven't really connected. So that was good. And now I am sitting down to read the lost story of Belle. I am at chapter 22 and page 207. So I'm about halfway through or just over halfway through. And I am loving this. I am so invested and so intrigued. I feel like there's a certain character that is lying to everybody they come in contact with. I'm feeling for two of the characters because they're kind of the main two that are being lied to, I think. I'm pretty sure. And I'm really feeling for the situation they are in. I am questioning if something really happened the way one of the characters believed happened. And then I'm wondering, how is this person connected exactly? And why do they have such bitter feelings towards this person? I mean, I have bitter feelings towards that person as well. So I understand why they have the bitter feelings. Like, I'm not questioning why they do, but like, why do they? Do they have bitter feelings because of what I'm feeling about this person or suspecting with this person? I am so invested. So Sierra and I were talking earlier today about it. And she's like, basically, I'm going to keep reading and just read ahead a bit. Are you okay with that? Of course I'm okay with that because once I sit down to read, I did not want to stop last night. But I knew I had to stop because I needed to edit a video and I had a planned phone date with Christine. So I had to stop. And I have not picked it up yet today, but I am sitting down now and going to pick it up. And will I finish it tonight? Probably not. But I'll probably get very close. I mean, we have I think it's 160 pages still. Where's the last page? And that's the note from the author. Okay, so the note from the author is on 359, and I'm at 207. So 152 pages. Will I finish that tonight at 9:45? No, I don't think. Granted, I don't have to go to work, so I could stay up and finish. I don't think I will, though. But we will see what happens. I will let you know. But I just thought I better do a check-in now that I'm like halfway through the book to let you know my thoughts about the book so far. Okay, I'm going to read now.
It is Friday morning at 11 o'clock and I'm home for the day. Yay! I'm so excited to have another day off and just have quiet house and take a slow morning. I am not a morning person at all. I am definitely a night owl. I take after my dad in that way because my mom is a morning person and was very annoying in the morning. And my dad was the night owl that liked to stay up and sleep in the morning. And that's totally me. Now, sleeping in doesn't mean I sleep in till 11 o'clock. I woke up, I think 8:15 this morning, which is sleeping in compared to when I normally get up around 7:30, 7:45 most mornings. So it wasn't like that much difference, right? But I was able to eat breakfast, enjoy a cup of coffee, watch a little bit of YouTube, and then slowly get ready. And yeah, I just really enjoy that. And trying to choose what to wear today. I was like, wow, maybe I'll wear this. Maybe I'll wear that. I just could not make a decision this morning. So I have gone with my white black stripe t-shirt. You can't even see. And then I have a dress underneath, like just a black dress. So you can kind of see the black straps because it's from the dress. But I figure this afternoon, after Andrew gets home from work, we're going to go out grocery shopping for sure. And I think we're going to go get plants. We'll see if that happens, but we're definitely going grocery shopping because Friday is our grocery shopping day normally. And so, yeah. And it's hot outside today. I'm very excited that it's warm. Hot. I like the warmth. So now that I'm up and ready to be productive, I really just want to go sit on the deck and read.
and finish my book. I'm like so close to the end. This is the lost story. I am so close to the end. I'm on chapter 32, page 286, and there was 350 something, I think I said. So yeah, like pretty close, 70 pages. I can finish that today for sure. Actually, I think today is our plan to finish it anyways. Hopefully I'm not reading ahead of Sierra. I don't think so. So yeah, this is what I'm going to work on. However, I should be productive before I sit and read and get tomorrow's video finalized and scheduled. So I do have it edited. I just need to watch through it, do the thumbnail, do the description box, and get it up on YouTube. So I'm going to work on that. And then once that's done, my reward will be to go sit outside and read for a bit. And then I do need to work on editing the other video I filmed, but that will be later in the day. And I probably should make a grocery list if we're going shopping. Probably a good plan. So that is my check-in right now. I will keep you updated on how the day goes.
Okay, so I got the video done. Now I've got my water and my book, and I'm on the deck. Well, I came inside to make lunch, just having my go-to grilled cheese, and I want to keep reading. I did not want to stop. I have 50 pages left. Like, yeah. I am so feeling for a couple of characters in this, and there is one character in this that is horrible. And I feel like the other characters are gonna pay the price because of that one character. Oh my, but I am so hooked. So I'm gonna eat lunch and then I am going to finish the book, hopefully. I have come back out to the deck to continue reading. I've made it to chapter 35 and I am so invested. I'm sure I've already told you that. I had to force myself to stop to get something to eat because it was getting late. And I gotta eat lunch before Andrew gets home from work. But now I can read. I have 50 pages left. So my plan is to sit here and finish it before he gets home. Hopefully, we'll see. Oh, stupid hair. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, it is Friday evening now, about 8:45. And as I said the other day, I am horrible at vlogging once Andrew gets home from work. So when he got home, we had to go out to the bank to sign some paperwork. And that was really our only plan. Well, then we made another stop. And then on the spur of the moment, we decided to go to the grocery store because we were right by one that was having a sale on bacon, which is very important, right? So we went there. So we went there without a list because I hadn't done the list yet because we weren't planning on going until later in the day. Yeah. So we did that. Then we came home, had supper, went and met up with somebody just to pick up some stuff. And then then we went grocery shopping to a different grocery store with a list this time. But it was a very quickly made list. So it's like, okay, like we need this for sure. But I hadn't looked at freezer meals yet, and it's supposed to rain most of the day tomorrow, so it feels like the perfect day to do some freezer meals. And the first grocery store had some ground beef on sale, so I picked that up just knowing that I can find a recipe for ground beef. So that is my plan for the evening. I have my slow cooker recipe binder with all my recipes that we use for the freezer meals. They're very, very random, not in any particular order. The ones at the front are the ones that I made last time we made meals. It is not organized at all. So I just need to flip through it and decide what meals I'm going to bake. So I have ground beef in the freezer and then we picked up chicken later. Yeah, so that is kind of the plan for the evening. I did finish the lost story of Belle before Andrew got home from work, and oh my gosh, I was so sucked in at the end. And I have mixed feelings about this because there was a character I really didn't like, and I don't like to wish harm on certain people, like wish harm on anyone. I was wishing harm on this person. And it was like, wow, like just, yeah. I told Sierra, basically, this person is scum. And it was like, oh my gosh. But like the fact that the author could make me have such strong feelings towards this person. And then I was reading a review afterwards, and I'm like, I didn't realize that. So the dedication is dedicated to Grace Livingston Hill, who lived from April 1865 to February 1947. Your faithful, creative, sacred legacy inspired me to write this story. And the review I was reading says this is loosely based on her story, kind of her real life story. Different, like things have been changed, so very loosely based. And I'm like, I had no idea. I mean, when I first read the dedication, I didn't even realize that Grace Livingston Hill had been, like, was born in the 1800s and died in the late 40s. I had no idea. I don't know why I thought it was closer. It wasn't as long ago as it was, I guess is how I say that. Yeah. So, and the fact that I could not put it down and I was so invested, like the whole way through. I read a couple other reviews. I didn't read reviews before while I was reading the book. It wasn't until after I finished the book I was reading a couple, and it said they started out slow and it took a while to get, invested in the story. And I did not feel like it started out slow at all. I was immediately connected with Olivia, and then when we met Harper. Now, I will say that I liked Harper and like how she was searching for the story of what happened to Olivia and stuff. So I liked that aspect of it, but I was like with her to find out what happened to Olivia. Like that is where I was very, very invested, is what happened to Olivia. And then when the other character is introduced, I immediately connected with them as well. And so they're both in the 1940 timeline. And then Harper is just revealing stuff and finding out stuff. And so I liked Harper's story, but I was fully invested in the 1940 timeline. But we couldn't find out all the answers without Harper in the early 2000 timeline. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Kind of a negative for me, there is mention about faith, especially with one of the characters attending church regularly, but it was very, very loose. There was not very much faith in it, and I didn't see a lot turning to God for help or anything like that. So I'm taking a star away for that. My enjoyment is a total 5-star level. Like, I was fully invested. But I mean, it's published by Tyndale. I expected a lot more faith in the story throughout with the characters. There is also a baby out of wedlock, and stuff. So there's a few things that happen that I'm like, I just would have liked to see more faith talked about. And so yeah, so it's a 4-star read for me. I really enjoyed it. I do highly recommend it because I was fully invested. But now that I'm done this book, if you've seen my June TBR, can you guess what the next book I'm going to start is? It is an anticipated read. It was released in 2026. It was a book I picked up in my book haul, which is already posted, just in May, because it was released in 2026, just like this one. Have you figured out what book that's going to be yet? Harbor Pointe by Irene Hannon. So this is book 12 of the Hope Harbor series, and this is what I'm going to start. So I'm excited to reconnect with Father and the Reverend. What are their names? Wow. The Catholic priest and the Reverend from the Presbyterian Church. Wow. yeah, I don't know. They go golfing together and they really egg each other on. And one comes over to the other's church for donuts after the service sometimes because their service finishes before. Yeah. And then there's Charlie, the taco truck owner, who opens when he feels like it, but he gives inspiration to people and he seems to know things that, wait, how do you know that, buddy? Yeah. He's also artist on the side, so I'm interested to see kind of how things connect. So we are following Devin, who returns home to her hometown of Hope Harbor for a family emergency. Then we have the widowed mill worker, Irene, who pays no attention to the buzz in Hope Harbor about the famous dancer in town, who is Devin, until his grieving 9-year-old daughter takes a fancy to Devin after she agrees to help with the fundraising show for a local charity. And so then the three of them kind of connect that way. So we will see. How long has how long has Aaron, the mill worker, been in Hope Harbor? When did he lose his wife? Because, he's widowed, still grieving. The 9-year-old is still grieving. And how does Devin connect? And I'm very interested. So this is what I'm going to start. I am pretty sure. Oh, maybe not. No, yes, totally. Because all the later books have a map of Hope Harbor. Isn't that cool? And then it's got places that we've seen from previous books listed. And yeah, so I'm just excited. And this is the first time we've actually seen the harbor front on a book cover for that plays a very pivotal role because the taco truck is parked along here. So everybody sits on a bench, eats their tacos, and looks at the water and the boats coming in and stuff. It's mentioned quite a bit. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. So this is the book I'm going to start.
Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Can you guess what we're having? Oh, and there's the bread.
Trying to mix it around.
Well, it is Saturday mid to late afternoon and I haven't checked in today. I did film a couple clips. So Andrew is barbecuing chicken and potatoes and carrots on the barbecue for supper. So I am sitting on the deck reading Harbor Pointe. But I've come inside to grab some Simply Steam broccoli and cauliflower with cheese sauce that I'm going to put in the microwave. So this is going to be my veg. He's going to have the carrots. I'm not a big fan of cooked carrots. And we had cooked carrots the other night when we went out for supper at a restaurant with some friends. And I'm like, that's my fix for a while because I don't need any more. So that is just my very quick check-in, and Andrew just popped his head in. I don't know if he wanted me for something or if he could hear me talking. I don't know. I will update you on my thoughts on Harbor Pointe when I get a little bit further. I am not very far because I got distracted watching House Hunters last night. I watched so many episodes of both the looking for a house in the States and looking for a house on international ones. And yeah, I was just sucked in and vegging. So that's what I did last night. And it's time to eat.
It is Saturday evening now, and I'm just getting ready for the hockey game to start. It is Saturday night hockey. I'm happy about that. And so I haven't really checked in much today. I just haven't really felt like it, honestly. We did 2 loads of laundry today. We put together some freezer meals, which I just didn't feel like filming. Cooked some bacon for lunch. Took a nap. Unexpected nap. Watching TV and fell asleep. Then got supper on the barbecue, and read Harbor Point on the deck. I have made it to chapter 8, page 72, and we have met Devin, the dancer. We've met Aaron, the single father with the 9-year-old daughter. And then we've met another character named Diane, who doesn't seem to be connected to Devin and Aaron. Like, Devin and Aaron aren't connected to each other either, but seems complete like another separate storyline. She's only had one chapter, but in that one chapter, it was like a pivotal moment in her life. So I'm like, what's going to happen there? So I'm very intrigued with all 3 characters we met. And the Reverend and the Father have already made an appearance. Charlie has already made an appearance. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading this tonight while I'm watching hockey and make some more progress. And I've been thinking more about the lost story of Belle. Maybe I was too harsh on it yesterday by only giving it a 4-star. I think I'm going to bump it up to a 4.5. I don't feel comfortable giving it a full 5-star because, as I said, I feel like it was lacking some faith. There was definitely faith and, like, Olivia trusting in God, that God knew what he was doing and with her life and stuff, at the beginning. But then I felt like it kind of weaned off a little bit, kind of much more in the background. So that's why I don't feel comfortable giving it a full 5-star, but I was totally fully invested in the story, the characters. I would definitely reread it. I will recommend it. So yeah, I'm going to change it to a 4.5 star. And then today, my audiobook loan for Great Expectations came in. So now I can start my audiobook on this. I feel like I needed the audiobook to help me through this classic because I'm not a big classic reader and it is a bit of a chunker. So I think an audiobook is really going to help me. However, I cannot start this audiobook until I finish my audiobook of The Trial by Robert Whitlow. And I have not made a ton of progress in this. I am at 37%, but because I've had 2 days off work this week when I would normally listen to books, while I've been home, I've been watching YouTube in the background and stuff rather than listening to the audiobook. But according to my app, it says I have 4 hours and 20 minutes left in the audiobook. So hopefully I can finish this like Monday or Tuesday. And then I can move on to Great Expectations. And I have this for 21 days from today. So once I start it, then I've got to figure out how many days I have left and how much I need to read per day to get through it. So that is my plan. Then today, or just a couple minutes ago, I realized my shirt has a hole in it. Can you see that? I'm like, maybe that's a sign. I'm not a big fan of this shirt because I find the neck is just too big when I'm comfortable, but I love the gray. I love the stripe. So yeah, I don't know. Do I sew that and keep it, or do I take it as a sign to donate it? I should fix the hole before I donate it if I donate it. So yeah, that is the check-in for now. And now I'm going to go watch hockey. Well, it is Sunday afternoon now, and we went to church this morning, came home, had a light lunch, and then Andrew has gone out to the garden center to try to get some flowers for our planters out back, maybe the front yard as well, I don't know. He's the gardener. We'll see what he ends up coming home with. I was going to go with him, but my stomach was just feeling a little bit upset. Not from lunch. It was feeling a little bit upset before I ate, so I just had toast for lunch. So I'm taking it easy this afternoon because I don't know what's going on. So yesterday I did read more in Harbor Point by Irene Hannon, and I made it to chapter 16, page 156, and I'm intrigued of what's going to happen. There is a relationship that I am rooting for. Well, really, there's 2 relationships that I'm rooting for. And I really like the grandson-grandfather relationship that is happening. I love the way they banter, and especially the grandfather is really teasing the grandson. And I'm just really liking that. So we will see what happens going forward. I'm going to continue reading. But first this afternoon, I want to work on some editing because
I still need to edit one of the videos I filmed earlier in the week. And then I need to work on editing this vlog video as well, but we will see. But I am going to be taking it easy today. We will see what's going on. Hopefully it's a random thing and I just feel better in a little bit. Yeah, it is another beautiful day outside. The sun is shining, so I hope to go sit on the deck at some point, but I do want to be somewhat productive first. So I'm going to work on some editing. Then I will go outside, maybe when Andrew gets home with the flowers. While he's planting them, I could read and watch him do that. I don't know. We'll see. Well, it is Sunday evening, almost 10:30, and I thought I better check in and get this video wrapped up. So this will be the last check-in for Sunday and the closing for this video. So Andrew did get some flowers for the planters out back, so I filmed a little bit of him planting them, and then while he was working on the rest, I read Harbor Point on the deck, and I have now made it to chapter 19, page 182, so I'm at the 50% mark, and I'm pretty intrigued, and I'm realizing this book is taking place in summer. So this fits one of my June prompts of a book set in the summer. So I don't need to read a book that has summer in the title to fit, because this book is taking place over the summer months. That's awesome. So after we got that done, then we warmed up supper. We just have leftovers from last night when we barbecued. So we had chicken, potatoes, and veg. And so, yeah, that was a very quick, easy supper. I'm not a huge fan of leftovers all the time, but I do like how easy they are to get supper prepared, right? Then this evening, I've been very productive and working on editing. So I finished my May wrap-up video, got the thumbnail created, and got that video uploaded to YouTube and scheduled to go out Tuesday. Then I've been working on editing this vlog, and I'm pretty much done the editing up to this point. So yeah, it's been a very productive evening, and now I just kind of want to sign off and finish editing the video so that I can sit down and read for a little bit before I go to bed. I will be going to bed pretty shortly, so we'll see how much further we get. So this week I started the audiobook of The Trial by Robert Whitlow. I have made it to 48% is what my audiobook says. Chapter 28, page 223. It says that I have 3 hours and 30 minutes left, something like that, because I did listen this morning as I was getting ready and stuff. So we'll see when I can finish this. So I'm carrying this over to next week. I'm carrying Harbor Point over to next week. And I did finish The Lost Story of Belle by Melanie Dobson this week. I started on Monday and I finished it Friday, I think it was. Yeah. And I really enjoyed this. So this is definitely the book that I recommend from this video as of right now, because I have finished it. It's the only book I finished this week. So yeah, I thought this video was going to be really, really long. And I mean, it is longer than the last few weeks, but because I hardly filmed today or yesterday, it's not crazy long. Because I thought it was going to be a lot longer than what it was, especially having 2 days off, and I filmed a bit during those 2 days. So yeah. So my highlight for the week was having time off and having some slow mornings to myself, because I don't get that very often. My quiet time is when Andrew goes to bed at night.
But otherwise, he's home when I get home from work. I mean, I could have the mornings when he goes to work, but I'm still sleeping at that time because I'm not a morning person. So yeah, that is my highlight for the week. Please share what your highlight from this past week has been. I would love to chat in the comments below, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you would like and subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.